Hello, and welcome back. Today we have another deck guide for Marvel Snap. And today, this is a deck I wanted to play ages ago. I just didn't have the cards I wanted for it. But we're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy deck. So as I'm guessing you probably knew, the card I was missing was Drax, because for some reason, this is a pool 3 card. I have no idea why when everything else is in pool 1, but anyway. So pretty much with this deck, well, you're just playing the cards from Guardians of the Galaxy. So we have Rocket, we have Star-Lord, we have Gamora, we have Drax, and of course we have Groot. And all these cards have similar things where, on reveal, if your opponent played a card here, it gains some power. And we also have Mantis here, who I think is also really good. It's also part of the Guardians crew, but hers is a bit different. You know, if you guess what they do, where they're going to play the card that turn, you get a card from their deck. Well, it's pretty cool. So, with this, deck, the reason I'm playing, the reason I have, wanted to play, is because a few of the cards actually got buffed, including Drax, who has got a buff here, so he's got more power initially, but he gains less power if you guess it right. Well, it means if you do whiff on it, at least you've still got a little bit extra power, making these cards more viable. So the cards that did end up getting buffed were both Drax and Groot. So Groot used to be a 3/3 and Drax used to be a 4/4. This makes these cards a lot better, significantly better than what they were before, and just makes this deck a lot more viable. So if you do end up missing, at least you still got a little bit extra power. So other cards added into this deck, I've also added Yondu, because he's also part of the, in the Guardians movies and all that. Bit of fun. I've also added Storm in here, as you'll see why in the deck I like Storm here. It just helps synergize some of the cards. Captain America is just another decent addition to this deck. So just if you play cards and you can buff them. 4. I also put 4 in this deck because he's been around with the Guardians, in a few of the movies and whatnot. So, and also 4 is just a very good card with Mjolnir. Just a bit of fun to play. Wong. The reason I had Wong into this deck is because you're playing a bunch of on-reveal cards anyway. You might as well just have Wong in there. Wong is just powerful. He's very powerful. And sometimes if you get a lane with Wong and you play something like Gamora, then you're going to get an extra 10 power on Gamora. It's amazing. And finally, I put Odin in the deck because, well, you can reactivate all these on-reveal effects, and sometimes just giving heaps of cards heaps more power. So I think I pretty much spoke about all the cards here. Yeah, it's a fun deck, and I'm excited to see how this goes. Anyway, let's get into a few of the games. Let's see how many, galaxies we can save. Huh? Alright, I'll stop that. Let's get into it. Okay. So I've got the Quantum Tunnel here. Unfortunately, we had Rocket or something that would have been really good to drop into the Quantum Tunnel. So we can't storm over here into the Crimson. So what we're going to do here is we're going to storm the Quantum Tunnel, I reckon, unless something's bad here. No, nothing's too bad here. Let's storm the Quantum Tunnel. I'm just going to stop them now playing on doing now.
Aid my hand.
We know them being happy what they're going to do. Moon Knight. It hit Groot. That's actually really unfortunate. So we're really hoping here that we actually draw Drax. We did not draw Drax. So next best play is just to play 4 there. We're just going to play Yondu over here into the right. Because hopefully we will draw Mjolnir. That is kind of the goal of this, is to hopefully draw Mjolnir.
Face the might of Asgard! Mjolnir!
Alright, so we're tied in the flooding lane. I'm okay with that. Morbius, that's a decent hit. We don't want them having Morbius. I'm just going to play Gamora into the middle here. Now we have actually hit the Gamora. Nice. We like to see that. They hit Apocalypse, so... Now this is a bit unfortunate. Because they do have the Apocalypse in hand, they can drop that in any lane they want. And they're probably going to drop it in this one here. And there's no way for us to really kind of pick anything else. So I'm thinking here, we Wong Star-Lord. Now is that enough power to take on 12? So we'll have Star-Lord will activate twice. We'll give him what? 6 power plus the 2 already. That's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. It manages to tie up. If he doesn't play in the middle, he plays in the middle, then we have an issue. Is there a way to get more power? I don't think there is. I'm going to take this risk here. And hopefully with this, we do tie it now. And that means we win all up.
Got him.
If I've got this correct. Look at that. Haha, look at that. I'm proud of myself there.
Victory.
That was a good play. I am very proud of that. Alright, let's see. If you use your brain with this deck, you can actually win it pretty well. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm happy with that one, how it went. Alright, this is not an ideal hand, but we do have Mantis here turn 1. Might let me get something out of their deck, see what they have. It's always good to see what they might have in their deck and see what kind of deck they're playing. Alright, we do get to see what they're playing. They're playing Yondu, okay. We like that.
Oh, this land is always changing.
That's not good. Do we even want to play Yondu now? We don't really want to play Yondu, do we? I guess we can just play Hood here. And try and get this big powered card out. Yeah, there we go, with the demon now. Oh, brilliant. That's what we really like to see. So, here we'll play Demon into Squirrel Girl here. Now, the reason I'm not playing Yondu here is because we are drawing from their deck with Weird World. So, we're just going to end up destroying cards we're going to get.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
Now, this is interesting. I wonder now, because it puts Mjolnir into your own deck, do I now get the Mjolnir? If I do, that's really bad. We do not want to play Killmonger. So here I reckon we can just play Captain America here and try and buff everything up. Or am I better off just playing for Captain America here? Maybe Captain America now, Yondu's alright, just so we can buff this lane up. I think that might be the go, even though we're losing cards because of Yondu now. But it also might hit the Mjolnir. What's good because we can rip the Mjolnir out, we don't want to draw that, so that could be really good.
Avengers! Assemble.
Wave. We really wanted to use Wave? Probably not. Oh, we drew Mjolnir. One off. I'm actually going to play Drax here. I got a funny feeling he might play into the middle because he's going to want to win it. Me hoping, of course. He's probably just drawn a bunch of this. Oh, of course, didn't get it. Unfortunate. Played Star-Lord there, that's fine. Yondu. Hit group from my deck, okay. American Chavez is better than Odin in the right lane, so we're just going to play American Chavez over here. There's no point playing American Chavez over to the left lane. We're just going to play now for the right. I'm just trying to think, what could he have from my deck that's big? Not really a whole lot. Gamora. But I still think, yeah, he can Gamora here, but I think I still have enough power. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad at all.
Victory.
We'll take 2 wins on the bounce. I hate doing these with Weird World odds to change hand, but I mean, you know what? We'll take that, you know. Again, like, the deck start held out. Even getting unlucky drawing the Mjolnir from his 4, or our 4, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I'll take that. It's a good win. It's another good win. Shows that our deck still has quite a bit of power in it. And yeah, I'm also really happy with that.
Opponent snapped.
Jeff's domain is not good for us. We're going to have to end up storming there probably. And we'll play Yondu. Normally I want to play Rocket, but I don't know if they're going to play middle. They do end up playing middle. We hit Carnage. So they're probably playing to destroy their Quicksilver. That's a bit of a weird pull. I think we just play Mantis here. I'm going to actually save the Rocket. Alright, cool. Got a Claw. Electra. Nova. Not a bad play. That's not a single play by him. So, that is a gross location that I can't do anything about. So we're going to Storm here. Try and lock off this left lane to give us a win. And we're going to end up playing Claw in the middle.
Wind,
stole from him.
aid my hand.
Now, I guess this thing here is to go Captain America into Rocket, because they're going to have to play here now if they want to even try and contest it. Now, luckily for us, we saved the Rocket Raccoon for this exact play.
Avengers! Assemble.
So now we have no issue just playing Claw here in the middle, buffing up that right lane. Now the thing is, if we draw Odin, do we want to dump Odin into that right lane? They did get our Gamora. So all we can really do here is play Gamora middle. We can't play anything into the right lane, what sucks. Unfortunately, we didn't draw our Odin to drop over here. So we've got to kind of just hope here they're not running an American Chavez or some other 6-drop they are. They've got an Odin. Unfortunate. Nothing we could have really done about that at all. The other thing we could have really done is to have dropped something over there earlier on, like the Yandu and the Rocket, and even the Mantis. But again, we didn't know Plunderer's Castle was going to be there, so just really unfortunate locations there. Alright, I can see them playing really quick into Baxters here. So again, we're just going to Mantis here. I think I prefer to have Mantis on turn 1. I prefer to have Rocket hit than Mantis. At least in this deck. But you know, like always, we're getting that Mantis to hit. That does not give me any information what they're playing there. I'm going to play Star-Lord here too. I feel like they're just going to play back into Baxters as well. Just to try and win it. Maybe I'm just going to be correct with these. Let's go.
Got him!
Lizard, that's a big card. Now, do I go Groot as well? Is it worth trying the Groot? I think it is. I think it's worth giving it a go. I reckon he might go back in the Baxters. And honestly, yeah, he has as well.
I am Groot.
He's got to be hating this. So, honestly, what I think we do now is we're going to play Rocket over here into a 4 into the right lane. Let's just see, does he play left again? He does not play left.
Face the
Anyway,
might of
we're happy with that
Asgard.
still because we are
Mjolnir!
making that Lizard less power. We're fine with that. Now, the only thing is, I just feel like we now Storm. Storm is the obvious play now. We do not want to switch hands with our opponent.
Wind, aid my hand.
Playing Cosmo, so we are tied in that lane now. This ends up being more power, doesn't it? Odin over here. Yeah, I think it does. Because what's it called? I was trying to do some mental maths here. Hold up. So Captain America here gives these +1 each. Plus it's free, so free. So we'd have, let's just say 3, 5, and 1, 3. We got the 2 power here. We have the 8 here. This is 4. -2. I think this is still correct. 8, 7. Yeah, so this will still be more by 1. So hopefully this is enough.
Mjolnir!
Oh, I think it's not enough, is it? That claw actually just... Oh, it is enough.
Victory!
Okay, our math is off still. Because of the 2 on that lane, yeah. My maths almost went really bad just then. But, yeah, there you go, another good one. So, yeah, I guess it's lucky we didn't play making that Lizard cost less because with that Ant-Man buff going onto it, that ended up almost being really bad for us. Anyway, I guess we keep going with another decent win for this deck. Alright. So we do have Mantis here on turn 1. I am just going to drop Mantis. Alright, again, we do manage to pick up another one of their cards. See what they're playing. Well, it's a Destroy deck, probably. Destroyer. We're not going to play that. But I'm glad I have it and not them. So honestly here, I feel like playing Star-Lord here into the middle might be the correct play. We are going to want to storm the Bifrost unless this is something awful. They did not play anything into this location. Okay. So yeah, now we are going to storm here. What might make them rush a play if they, let's say, have Deathlock here.
Wind, aid my
It's
hand.
a chance to kind of make them rush. A Carnage. There we go. Now hopefully
Enough
Wolverine
said,
doesn't land back
bub.
over here. Okay, nice. That's we don't want Wolverine being over here. So now if they want to play anything here, we're going to play Drax. Because either they're now going to lose location or they're going to lose it with wasting resources. So, unless they play something massive, or let's see what they play. So, Venom. That might actually be enough to take us out here. 9, so... No, it's still enough for us to win it. Okay, good. That's what we like to see. Okay, so now we're winning that lane. I feel... Okay, so this is me here. Gamora here into the Stark Tower. They're going to play here for some buffs on their cards. So we now Gamora this location. Because we've won the left lane. I don't think there's any way we lose left. There we go. They
All
play
systems
Def.
go.
Now, Def is big. This is kind of scary. Because let's see, they have Deadpool in hand still, so that's a cheap one drop. I feel like Odin here is still the correct play.
Opponent snap.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles, let's snap with them.
Snap.
I feel like they're going to play Deadpool here. But I don't know if they'll play middle, because here's the thing, if they play anything right, we get the Gamora buff off again. If they play in the middle, we just win right lane. So I feel like this should be enough. So let's see. Taskmaster, we don't care. We don't care if we lose the middle lane. They play Deadpool. What a cheeky win that was.
Victory.
So yeah, that's a good win, good snap. So yeah, this deck, as long as you kind of think about what you're about to do. So for a lot of decks and Marvel stuff, I've noticed like you can just kind of play cards, don't really have to think, as long as like, oh, you put power where you want it. This deck, you kind of have to think where you want to put stuff and kind of use your brain a bit more. As you can see here, like, you probably noticed a lot of this video, I do think in my videos, but this one I've been thinking heaps just to try and think, what are they going to do? And, yeah, if you can just kind of narrow down your opportunities, main reason Storm's in this deck is just to narrow those down, you can get some really dirty wins. So, yeah, let's get into a bit of an overview. Alright, so this deck is surprisingly good. It's actually a lot better than I ever thought it was going to be. Like, with these buffs to these cards, they make some of them actually good. I would love to see a buff to Star-Lord, but, you know, we'll tell what we can get with both Drax and Groot getting a buff. But this deck is absolutely insane. I'd give it a go. It's surprisingly good. When I made this deck, I didn't expect anything from it. I just kind of expected, you know, something fun, a little bit of a joke to kind of go around. You know, I've seen a few people make Guardians of the Galaxy decks. Yeah, just a bit of fun. But this deck was surprisingly winning games very consistently. So, like, yeah, the big stars of this deck is definitely Gamora and Odin. These two cards are absolutely insane. They're big boys, you know, or big girl, I guess Gamora, but they're big cards that can get up generating a lot of power. Another card is a must is Storm. You definitely want to run Storm in this deck. Storm is insane. So as you can see, if you watch to the end, you watch that last game, and like even the other ones before, when you play Storm, you can lock down locations, and locking down those locations is really important in a deck like this. The fact that you can storm a location and then into Drax, what means they play anything, you're going to have a massive card here. And you can also do other cards, like you can do it with like Star-Lord, you can do it with Rocket Raccoon, I think if you want, and Groot. Now, yeah, you can't really do as much with Gamora, but being able to lock those locations down with that much power is extremely good. It's just going to win you a location. So I guess the weakest cards in this deck was probably Captain America and Thor, but I wouldn't chuck Thor out. It's kind of a part of the, you know, Guardians of the Galaxies. But yeah, we didn't get very lucky. We didn't draw Mjolnir. I think the only time we actually drew Mjolnir is in that one where we swapped decks. So, you know, absolutely brilliant, I guess. So yeah, I guess this deck is really good. Now, you can probably definitely fine-tune the cards you have. Like, you probably don't need Yondu. I just like the idea of having Yondu in the deck, just so you can, like, remove stuff from their deck, you know, kind of get a bit more information and see what kind of stuff they're playing. I feel like Mantis is very important to the deck. It's also another information tool. And Odin. Odin's insanely good. If you kind of know what you're doing, you can Odin this deck and just win that lane. Plus, if you storm the other lane, usually you have yourself a very, very powerful turn. Just to kind of lock down, already one lane, already locked down, and to lock down that second lane. We didn't get to see a whole lot of Wong, what's a bit upsetting. You know, Wong's one of those cards that I just love to chuck in decks, and I always find him quite powerful. And in the games I haven't recorded, Wong has been absolutely insane. I remember it again, unfortunately didn't get to record it. It was Wong, Gamora, Odin. And Gamora hit both times with the Odin and just before Odin even hit down, so, you know, you end up winning that lane, plus the lane that got locked off by the Storm as well, so, yeah, I do think Wong's good. Wong can be a bit of overkill, but, you know, I'd rather have a card that's going to help me win a lane, even if it wins it by way too much, than a card that I'm not going to want to play. But anyway, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you do like my content, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel to see more deck highlights, deck guides, and other stuff on the channel as well, because I do more than just Marvel Snap, but we do play a lot of Marvel Snap here. So without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one.